This DJ's so funky, man.
On 3, 2, 1, activate.
This is the RDDC podcast. Welcome to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host Lex coming to you straight from the heart, where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. I'm glad to be back with you, here with you, and on this topic, because here, serving a slice of everyday life is what RDDC is all about, has been all about, and will continue to be all about. For any questions, show requests, or feedback, as always, you can reach us at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com. That's Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com. For any inquiries, any suggestions, if you want to promote a service or a product or anything else, reach us there and we will get back to you at our earliest convenience. We love you. If you want to check out the blog for our wonderful sponsors featured on there and different people who are offering beautiful and extravagant discounts for a lot of gorgeous items, especially these holiday seasons, you can always check out the blog for motivational tips, recipe ideas, cool little things, words, food for the thought, and so much. And if you want to be featured on there too, just let us know and we'll put you on realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com and have your blog or your post featured there. Excuse me. For all time until the internet doesn't exist anymore. Okay, so I'm glad and I'm just happy that we're all here together. You can also see our Facebook link that is going to be a part of the blog, as well as on one of these SoundCloud or even iTunes links. But I believe that's facebook.com/RDDC and Lex Team, if I'm not mistaken. But if not, you can reach us at any of those places and they will have them there, always waiting for you. Updates are always coming, and you can find us no matter how far you look. Real Double Dose Channel will pop up in some kind of search results. So don't forget about us, because we will never forget about you. So this is going to be a beautiful conversation, and it's not going to be very long because it's really straight to the point. But at the same time, I'm glad that podcasts and broadcast stations exist, because one gentleman was saying earlier, who has about 400,000 people that, tune into him, was, podcasting, broadcasting, it makes it easier because it's actually less commitment. You can plug in your earphones and go about doing whatever you're doing and listen to the words that are being said into your ears versus having to stare at the screen to see what happens. Trust me, I do that all the time, where I'll have my Bluetooth headphones on and I'll just leave it there and I'll say, okay, I'm going to go do this. And I'm sitting here wondering what they're doing as they're saying something. But when I have my audios on, whether it be Les Brown, Bob Proctor, whoever, or just maybe a book being read, I know I don't have to look anywhere but in my own imagination of who I am, where I am, or what I want it to be. So that's a goodness. And I'm going to hopefully have this YouTube channel functioning very well. Okay. Don't mark my words, by at least no later than Thanksgiving. But hey, if it reaches the grand day of thankfulness and turkeys, it is what it is. But the subject and this wonderful topic is going to be brought to you in sponsorship by GiveMeAllThat.com, as well as Zeus Productions. So we'll be having those links up and featured. And these are up and rolling places that are about to roll out the red carpet, and we're glad we could be aboard for the phenomenon that's about to happen. But no further ado, we're going to get to, it's going to be called Clarify to Clarity. Okay. Or I was thinking about something like that at first. And then all of a sudden something came to me and I was like, you know what? Weed them out. Okay. Hashtag weed them out. That is the name of our subject being brought. And as we're doing that, we have to make sure we weed them out. So this is going to be based on my fiance. Okay. Now he has had, a lot of different things going on with people in his ear, whether it be family or supposed family who thinks they're family because they're blood related and actually aren't really stepping up to the plate even as a halfway friend. In my factual opinion. But no malice, no malice. I'm just saying. And it just comes down to, I mean, I don't know anyone personally directly. I've only heard it from certain really good sources, but I can't judge. At the same time, even though they judge what he may be going through, what he wants to do, we were kind of like, let's think about it. So one thing he said to me, of many, was, in order for me to evolve and change into the person that I'm supposed to be, the one that I've been seeking for, and the one that has already unveiled himself and is willing and yearning to come out of that cocoon, to spread his butterfly wings, to be like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Aho. And I give props to my Dakota Native tribe for that. Love you, Cherokee. So, along with my Colombian, don't forget my friend. We got it all. Okay. But I'm just saying, he had to basically clarify in order to get clarity. So it's two-sided, if you want to say, but we can have that for another one. We can have a part 1, part 2, whatever it may be. He had to reach inside of himself and realize it's not my fiance, well, me would be, that's putting me against anyone. It's not what's going on over here, over there. They put themselves against themselves. Anybody else who comes in your circle who realizes, hey, well, this person might be talking to me about, they're excited. It doesn't matter. It's not for you to go throw rain and pour on their head. Now, you should always clear your mind before you speak to someone about giving them any guidance, especially if your whole, it doesn't matter if they might catch you off guard. I get it. But at the same time, you want to be careful what seeds you plant in someone else's garden when they're asking you for help. Okay, we all know about we have to watch out for ourselves, but at the same time, you still have to watch out for others, because we influence the environment we're in unconsciously, willingly or unknowingly, or knowingly, willingly, or consciously. It's just the whole point that we have to be careful of how we nurture certain situations. And if we feel like we're not in that zone to give it to someone, we really should hold it back. Now, there's a difference between someone needing you to hear them out. There's a difference in someone asking for your opinion and what you feel about it. And there's a difference in someone sharing something that they're excited about and they just want to feel your ambiance and aura with it. Those are very defining lines, excuse me, on where we stand. All the conception is, well, all you're going to hear is opinions. Okay, no matter what it is. Somebody could say, well, if I was you, I wouldn't go down the street and go to that ball game because I had to go to work in the morning. And the other friend or the other person or the other brother, uncle, sister might say, well, honestly, I wouldn't even be interested in going to the game because it's better to just, work on your schooling and just say, forget all this stuff. Okay. The third person might say, well, hey, honestly, I think you should just go there, have a great time. You'll get up for work on time and everything will be just fine. But if you have a feeling in your gut about it, maybe it's not the right thing to do or the wrong circumstance, maybe you should go with that feeling. But if you absolutely feel compelled to go with no negative stipulation to you, hey, take some pictures for me, bro, or sis, or friend. That's what I'm saying. You're going to get all that into one. It depends what the other person's looking for and what you're looking for too. But I'm glad he made a conversation about that, because it's not the fact of, oh, well, for example, man, I can't even think of Maria has this whole perception of why she doesn't eat cheesecake, so she doesn't see why I like. Okay, I'm going back to the food thing again. Who cares? Okay, we all understand the universal language of food and music. Get over it. So I'm just saying, Maria doesn't like cheesecake, or Maria doesn't like angel food cake. So I just can't talk to her anymore because she doesn't like angel food cake, and that's something that I love. That's not right. But if Maria's telling you, hey, you're indifferent, you're just completely just not on my level of being my friend unless you start liking cheesecake, then there's another one. Okay, so it's not supposed to be the person that sings to the tune of our drum or beats and marches to what we want, just because we don't want to have quote fake friends around that just agree with everything we're saying and could care less about anything else going on. We don't want that kind of stigma that is on us at all. We want to be able to have constructive criticism, okay? Our confidants in little minuscule ways. We have our Conrads and we have the other people as well, like Mr. Jakes was saying. But at the same time, it's not about the complete agreement. When we have clarity or clarify to clarity or clarify or clarity to clarify, or should we say weed them out, hashtag weed them out. Let me say it again, weed them out. Okay, that's all the negative stipulations that come with people's opinions that don't really matter at all, because honestly, it's all up to what you're going to do. You can read all the labels in the world. You can read all the clothes size in the world. You can make any implementation of you want to do. It doesn't matter what recipe you follow. If you don't execute it to the way you need to do for your own standards and what you believe in and what you have to do, those things don't mean nothing. That's just simple as that. It's the same thing. If Anthony decides to do something, that's fine. If Angela decides to do something, that's fine. If Sheila decides to do something, that's fine. If Lex decides to do something, I'm fine. The whole thing is do we need validation from someone else? It upset me. I love him. I'm in love with him. But it upset me because I saw him getting upset leading on to this point. And I told him at the end of the day, I'm a lone wolf. I love family. I embrace people. But any given day of the week, I am always prepared to be by myself. Okay, it's going to be hurtful, but I have to hold that. No matter how much of an auntie I am, how much of a daughter I am, a sister, a friend, I'm always going to be, or a future mother, I'm always going to be prepared to be alone. That's how I came in this world. That's how I'll go out. Now, it doesn't mean everyone's shut off or I'm just going to be a selfish old Scrooge. It just means that you have to realize that you have your own divergency in there. There's always going to be a dividing line because there's only one person born in one body. And if you do share a body, that's a whole nother level I can't get into scientifically. But I'm just saying, the whole thing is when it comes down to it, I'm not going to sit there and lead on. Now, things that people say around us, yeah, it can be, what's the word I'm looking for? It can be hindering, emotionally burdening, all kinds of stuff. But if it really never mattered to you or us in the beginning, then why should it matter at the end? The whole points of being made here in this wonderful segment with you wonderful people is that at the end of the day, it doesn't have any resignation in our souls. If someone has an opinion about your life, but yet they're not willing to analyze theirs or put theirs on the table. If someone has something negative to say or try to pull you down by it, but yet they're so reluctant to even show a glimpse of what's going on in their life. If someone wants to point the fingers and take the beam out of your eye without looking at the gleam in theirs, you need to cut it out. Now, it doesn't mean, like I said before, you have to shut the door on them or shut in their face. But at the end of the day, they don't have any room in your positive energy field. Simple as that. It's different between your child having behavioral issues or someone you're with having some kind of dysfunctionalities and they need severe help. But I'm just saying, depends how far you have to go. I'm just saying if when it comes down to a very, very high situation. And in those cases, that's why we have different places set up in our society for extra help. But this is coming on to a matter of having influential people who are not influential at all. Influential people who only influence you in your life because you take what they got to say seriously. Because you think that their life and their mind, their hierarchy is so much better than yours. Even if you were sitting there trying to replicate what a millionaire is doing, he can help you make $1 million if he's giving it to you the right way, yes. But when it comes down to him trying to tell you how to handle your love life, that's a whole different level. So it's not the whole point, this person has a nice relationship, he has a lot of money, I can learn from him. Yes, you can learn things from him, but they'll never be applied to your life the way that they are for him. You're complete different people. Don't give people enough room in your life to actually think that their opinion matters. That's what I was trying to tell my fiance. You're giving them too much credit. Okay, you heard them out the first time. The second time, look, let it go. Don't chase after anything. And as a jerk said a long time ago that I knew, which the pun is not, or the line I'm about to say is not a jerk, but the person who giving it to me had some crazy things going on back then. But Don't chase them, replace them. But at the same time, I'm not going to say don't chase them, replace them. I'm going to say don't chase them at all, but replace them with your own existence and your own presence. Learn how to grow and love and live in yourself before you need someone else's opinion or advice to learn, live, and grow. It's nothing wrong with learning and like even perceiving this podcast broadcast, even learning different things that go on, but it's conceptually coming in together for what works for the good of you. So you may work for the good of others. Okay. It's not the point of just one person that you just admire in your life or you love them because of some blood relation or you've known them for 25 years. It does not matter. At the end of the day, in the beginning of the day, it's all about how you feel about it. And you can't allow someone just to come in there and actually feel like whatever they say, your life is predicted by it. You're affected constantly by it. You have to learn how to grow on your own, and you have to learn how to stand your own ground, because once you have that foundation intact, it does not matter who else will come in there or whoever you ask to proceed. You might just want to know what they're going to say, period. Okay, at that point, but you have enough strength in yourself. You got to strengthen yourself before you allow other people and other situations and other what do you call those? You know what I mean. But I'm just saying, before you allow other things to come in your bubble and start making trouble. Basically. So at the end of the day, hey, that's all you got to say. It's just, look. At the end of the day, I'm done. I don't need to hear anymore. I'm good. Appreciate what you had to tell me. Don't touch the subject again, because if you do, I'm going to be forced to have to take myself out of the subject. And if you keep persisting on with what I just asked you about or talked to you initially about how you feel, I'm going to just have to back off for a while and work on me. And hey, if it works out to the point where you just don't talk to them in a few years because they don't reach back out to you or they feel a certain type of way, it just means that they weren't supposed to be on your journey to begin with, or at least in those times. Okay. And you need to incorporate people who are going to be there in your life through thick and thin. That's not only for marriage. That's not only for anyone else. It does not matter. And as my fiance says, hey, I love you, honey. I feel very strong right now. Okay. A little overtired, a little undertired, but his famous words, I don't even know if I should be saying them, but I mean, at the same time, I might as well. I mean, it was kind of, I'm sorry. Angie is looking at me like she just is like just about to choke up on her coffee right now. I'm just sitting here thinking. It says, what did he say? Blood makes you related and loyalty makes you family. That's what it is. It's the truth, because blood, yeah, you're related. Oh, that's my cousin. That's my auntie. That's my uncle. Yeah, that's my mom. But loyalty makes you related. Anyone could say they're related to you. A cousin I know, but will I go help him with his bills even though I know we're related in there? Will I take care of his car payments? Will I go bring his kids to school back and forth? If I knew of it, at least take his kids to school and get them some food. But I'm just saying, like, just because we're related doesn't mean we watch out for each other or we even know each other have passed on. Loyalty is being in the what would I say, the adjective, okay, or something that's going on right now. It's just a moving action, adjective, pronoun. Okay, you see where I'm going here. I'm a little all over the place. Please forgive me. It's been one of those couple days, not just a day, just a couple days. Just deal with me because I love you. So I'm just going to keep it at that. I know I keep repeating some words and keep saying it, but I'm trying to get my point across in a clear form to each and every one of you, because this is hitting different ears at different times and different thoughts, different mind processes. You need to weed them out and get them out of your life. Don't allow them to keep being there. And if you do, put them up like a coat rack. You hang up your coat when you come in the house, right? And sometimes you ball up with it and you curl up to it in certain circumstances. But at the same time, when you come in, think of it this way, completely this way. When you come into that door, your home or wherever it might be, that comfortable place you relax, you put your coat right on that little coat rack or the side of the couch or who knows, the floor. I don't know. You take it off. And when you leave again, you put it on so you can have some shielding when you leave out. Same thing for a sweater. Same thing for your shoes. Some people wear them in the house, some people don't. But the people who bring, and this is a great analogy, you take off that coat, you walk in the house, and then you feel all that weight off of you, and you can use it when you need to go outside in that kind of world again, or that atmosphere again, to kind of have protection on you. But the shoes that you walk in your house with, now, a wonderful person I stayed with in California had this beautiful place, and I believe she was from China. China was, and I wanted to go over there and see some things, and I still will. But she had this thing where, take off your shoes, put some house shoes on, and anybody who came over there, the gardeners, whoever, in this huge house, she would always say, well, that's too bad. I know it's your job, but I'm not getting my floors dirty. I'm not getting them with all kinds of diseases and infections. And I respected that, because that's what we've done in our house, even though certain people don't listen to it. As I was growing up, and say, oh, I'm just going to hop into the bathroom real quick, with shoes who've been everywhere. Okay. So I'm getting into that. She didn't allow that mess to come in her home. She didn't allow that junk or the bacteria or dog manure on the end of her, on the end of our bottom of our shoes, dragging into her home. She had to cut it out right there. So that's what I'm saying. When you let anyone or a family, everyone, it doesn't matter, the person that's giving you that negative stipulation, just drag their feet or drag them shoes or the shoes that you have on, and then all of a sudden there's all their manure they're throwing up under there, their sticky gum or bacteria, and you're just dragging that on all through your household. And then later on, once it calms down, you want to take those shoes off and put them by the door. And then all of a sudden you're sitting there wanting to walk barefooted with your socks. Okay, maybe some halfway decent house shoes. And then you start wondering why your feet start tingling. You start wondering why your feet start itching or discolorating or just turning into something. You get a cut and all of a sudden there's a bad infection. You're bringing in dirt into your house, your temple, your mind, your home, your soul. That is your home. And unless you realize what you're bringing inside of your home, no one else is going to care to stop to say, hey, I don't think you should. But at the same time, you are the first line of defense that you have, other than the infinite source of all creation that gave you the common sense and the sensibility and the certain kind of things out there giving you the right direction on what you're doing. You have to protect your home. Not just your outside material state, but your inner state, where it all starts at. You have to protect what kind of garbage you're bringing in and what kind of treasures you're bringing in, because treasures can weigh you down just as much. So at the end of the day, in the beginning of the day, like I always like to say, it's up to you to decide what you want to do. Weed them out, because if you don't weed them out, their weeds will eat you up. And if their weeds eat you up, then what's going to happen to you? The lawnmower has to come in. By then, where will you be? The whole thing is don't hold weight that doesn't belong to you, because you might need to hear something else to validate what you're thinking or saying, or the compliments or the happiness behind what you feel. That's for you to feel. And I know we need things to share that with and give that to, but it doesn't matter. As long as you have that feeling inside of yourself and you bring joy to the world, that's all there is to it. Okay, so be the change, feel the passion, and embrace the power of the spirit. Hashtag weed them out, because you know what? They don't belong there. And all I got to say is deuces. Boom. That has been powerful and as tired as we all are, and the things that we all go through. Segment lasts a little extra, but I needed to get that out and let us all know that that's what it is. And simple as that, point blank, period. So this is your host, Lex. You can reach us at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com and check that whole montage out, because it's just so much it would take forever to say. And our Facebook page as well. Go over there and send a like if you want. And also, you can reach us at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com. That's yandex.com. I don't know if you're on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn. I don't know if you're on SoundCloud listening. I don't know what channels of avenues you're listening to. I don't know if you're listening from Facebook. But wherever you're listening to, we appreciate you. We love you. And we're always giving our RDDC giveaways And all you have to do is just shout out, tell us we're going to actually have a Facebook contest for that, but we might just say that for the YouTube channel as well. We just had our 50th episode last time we posted, I believe, or at least Anthony said. And I know I was celebrating, so I hope I was celebrating with the extra calories for a reason. But I'm glad that you were all a part of it on this journey. And all we can do is grow and learn and live and continue to thrive together. So any way we can do it, we'll always be back with you. We're family here. Leave a comment, or if not, just reach out to us and let us know, or listen to this and pass it on to someone that you think can help, or help yourself even more, just like I help myself and all those around me. And spread the love, not hate. There is no greater thing than love. I enjoyed this segment. I thank you for listening, and we'll be back with you soon.